Whew. Alright. And think we're loading. We're good? Maybe? Okay. Welcome guys. Okay. Thank you. Advance liking the video. Or the stream rather. Appreciate it. Got a lot more it's kinda a lot of stuff to ooh. Jeez, okay. Let me figure out how to talk first. Okay, I think that'll be the first thing to do. Okay. What am I trying to say and then say it? That's should be as simple as it gets. Thank you for preemptively liking it, this stream. A lot to live up to now. Hopefully it'll be worth your time. That's always worth your time. But welcome. How you guys doing? It's Tuesday. And Cinco de Mayo. Woo. So I don't have anything really prepared for it. For that, so sorry about that. Are we good? I think maybe we're just trying to load in. Maybe it's just taking a bit for you guys to get in. Looks like it's working. So I don't want to immediately start if it's not working. Did something happen? Wait, I can't actually see. Looks like the event list broke. Looks like it's like overlapping. That's not good. Oh, it's probably doing the... Oh, okay. Yeah, it's trying to do the Patreon. That's why it's weird. I don't know why it's double then. Should I get rid of it? Sorry. Gotta think about that stuff. But also the chat, it's also stopped. So maybe I should fix on that real quick. Turn it off and on sometimes works. That's close. I think we might be there. Get all the tech stuff out and then I could just go in and draw. That's usually how this works. Make sure all the stream stupid stuff, you know, get that going. There we go. Okay. Okay. How you guys doing? Hello. Hey Cookie, and I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm not gonna try. Hi VV. How you doing? Stars pushing it up. Thank you. Hi Marcus. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna push it up. Okay. Other general stuff is, I'm doing actually pretty good. It's, you know, not terribly bad. It's just been doing a big slog and trying to get into, like, getting back into work is actually doing work. As a, kinda adjusted my, sleep schedule in a way, so I'm slightly tired today. I woke up a little bit earlier than I usually do. So things get a little, not really hangry, but just like, well, sleepy doesn't really work as a, I'm not really hungry. But I might be in somewhat of a mood if something happens, and so, gonna pull through. I got this. Yes, all my streams, all my VODs, all my video on demands, just for general for everyone else. The videos after these are streamed, they go onto my YouTube channel, so they are videos, but you won't see older ones just because I want my, you know, dash feed and my channel to look like I actually post content rather than being, you know, mostly being these streams. So, that's why I try to prioritize it and try to figure out and say, like, maybe I should balance it to say, let's kind of hide the older streams and put them out of the way. They're just unlisted. So unlisted just means that you still can access it, but they're not readily available. Exactly. So they would be in a playlist. So I think on my channel you might be able to find a playlist called live streams, and then all of the older streams should be there. So, including this one, which is weird to think about. So, but anyway, yeah, we'll get on to this. Let's see. Oh boy. Put them in a playlist and then listen from your feed. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, good. I got a little nervous that maybe I did something weird, or I missed a step or something. But yes. but yeah, I put them in the live stream playlist and then unlist them at the same time. I think I could do that at the same time, yeah. I was actually thinking, once we actually get into here, I was kind of eyeing Wally, so I was thinking about doing that one. I mean, we'll do all of them, you know, just be random going around, circling the way that I've done this. But yeah, context for this is that this is a Twitter trendy thing that was probably popular like a month ago, but here I am. So I only got about 3. Well, I got 3 so far, so we're about halfway done. And then, so I had a Twitter post like a couple weeks ago. I was trying to think how long it was. Where I asked people for just general like characters, and they came up with these ones. If you can read them, a little bit smaller. Let me click on here. Oop, there you go. So I've already chose all these, and then I realized that people still have more suggestions. So if I do a part 2 or volume 2 or whatever to this, then I could do a second round after I do all of these. So yeah, I already see you. Thank you. So probably once I finish this, and then if we decide to do another round, I might do it as a community post. So I think that might be easier, because then I can like look at them all and then choose from there, rather than waiting 20 minutes for people to, you know, figure it out and then doing no drawing, which usually happens. So I'm trying to do it an easier way to do that. So we'll see when that comes. But yeah, I'll probably get going on this. So I chose Wally today, just so we don't get too, you know, fight over. Probably have to get rid of Steve so he's not distracted. There we go. Now I have a blank slate, and then I can just work on Wally. So yeah, we'll do all of them, but it'll just be in the order of it. It'll just be somewhat up to chance, and sometimes I choose and whatever I'm feeling, you know, and then add each day. So I'm feeling Wally today, and then we'll do the other ones on, I guess, in the week ahead. Well, like, I guess I'm gonna finish this maybe like Thursday. I'll do the 5th one, and then the next Thursday should be the last one. So don't have much longer to wait, because it is weird without the dash in there. Okay. So here's Wally. There you go. Hope you had a fun stream. There we go. Alright. So as you probably know, I'll probably just do several layers of sketches and try to figure out a pose while also doing proportions and all that, just to get all this going. So I'm gonna look at my references on my other monitor. But how we doing? Usually say that just for general to see if the stream's good as well as you guys are good. So if we're all good, I'll be happy. Okay. So Wally's a box with eyes. I've definitely seen the movie. It's one of my top 5 Pixar movies, so I'm very happy that something. It's the first time it's like I know who this character is. Besides Sylveon, yeah, that I really know, you know. Yeah, the order that these came in is like in a Twitter thing. I was like a little bit scared because like it was like Steve from Borderlands, which I have no idea, and then like Gordon Freeman, and it's just like, oh, what have I got into myself into? That these characters I have no idea how to accurately portray and everything. Probably should research a little bit more, but I'm just thought I would just wing it right now. So try and find some good references before I dive into it. Yeah. Probably just find a poster, big picture, like the DVD poster. That's good. All right. Oh boy. Top 5 would be, I don't know what order it would be, but like I could just figure out my top ones. Favorite Pixar. Ooh. Definitely Wall-E. I like Toy Story 2. I think Toy Story 2 is one of my second or very first top. Monsters Inc. I haven't seen most of the newer sequels though, I haven't seen, I'm gonna draw a box, I guess. Woo, woo, woo. There we go. It's Wally. I'm sure, like, as we go, I'll probably think of more, or like think of like the actual order that I want it to be in. Yeah, let's see. So I'm just thinking about just nostalgic memories for myself rather than anything else. Like, if it's actually a good movie or not. But they're all like good movies, so it's hard to really rectify that. Favorite not animated Disney movie? Oh boy. That narrows it down a little bit. Maybe the, what is it? 20 Leagues Under the Sea is a random one that I just thought of. I don't know. Let's get sketchy. Just gotta get real sketchy with this, and then just find a pose. So maybe Wally can maybe hold. One of my ideas was to have it like be like he has the boot that has the sprouts in it, like on his head. I don't know if that's visually cool or not. And then we just have his arms. It just be down here. I'm trying to find a pose right now. So I figure out like what even. I'm getting to. This is a very, very detailed sketch. Is the problem? I don't know if this works, because otherwise, if this doesn't work, then none of it. I'll be upset later. I don't know. Once I get more into it, then I'll be able to answer more questions, more profoundly, I guess. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I'm the same age as Toy Story. I'm like actually older than Toy Story by like a couple months. So, supposedly it was the first movie I saw. So that definitely helped my childhood with that. Yeah. I'm getting way too sketchy. Boop, boop. That's a little unnerving, so let's get rid of that. I think this works. And then we could have like a flying Eve or something in the back. And then go whoosh. Or something. I don't know. Any more details we want to do. Because the other ones would be probably, you know, Gordon's pretty simple, so to add like too much detail into this one. Ooh. Might be a bit much, but yeah, we'll see. Probably scoring them down. There you go. Oh boy. Yeah, I love Jules Verne. We're reading a lot of those in either high school or junior high. Don't remember. I get junior high and high school mixed up a lot. I think just because the buildings were very similar. I never really felt like I was actually like born in, you know, actually being in a higher level. Just kind of all melted together. Maybe the buildings seemed to look the same. Like they kind of felt the same, so I never really felt like I was in a different. Yeah, it's neither here or there, but it's just like it's hard to say like exactly. But yeah, definitely during school time, I read a bunch. I don't exactly remember the movie too much, but it's just like the first one I thought of. Maybe like Mary Poppins, like the original. My mom loves that one. So maybe something like that. For non-animated. See how slow I am, like you guys are already way ahead of me. Appreciate that. This is also really sketchy, but just like a little bit more not as sketchy, I guess. So eyeball thing, and then getting too technical with this is probably could be bad. That's why I wanted to make it a little bit. Could have it be flat, which doesn't really work too well. Trying to find a pose in here. So these are gonna be like big eyes, and then I warp around, circle. Probably find the proportions a little bit, weird. Let's see. That's a little better. Okay. Trying to concentrate too hard on this. Okay. How we doing? This looks sad. That's probably not what we want. We can have it be more... I think this one could be more up. Trying to experiment while we're still not, you know... Obviously if it's too down like that, then that looks amazing. This looks like he's angry. So it's hard to find that balance, yeah, see. Yeah, ooh, maybe he's like... I can flip it. Because not E would be over there. And then we get the boot. And then this can go the other way to make it seem cooler. And then big eye. Pretty much take up the whole area here. So I'll be looking at you. Yeah, it's really cute. Maybe not pupils. Let's see. It's hard to get the right shape that I want out of this. I'm sure that, yeah, when I get to like the final line art, it'll be a little bit simpler. So I can just find a shape and then augment it into wherever I want. But for the sketch, it's like I gotta be somewhat careful with all this. Let's see here. Okay. And then I can, you know, adjust that as well. So. Okay. No. Mm-hmm. I fell asleep with computers. Oh man. I know like the, you know, the first act is, you know, the most beautifully shot thing in cinema. And then like the second and third act is like, oh whoops. You know. Ran out of imagination, so sorry. Wonder Machine broke. Which isn't saying like, oh, it's, you know, totally bad, but it's just like, yeah, I can see like if something like that happened, I would understand. Finding Nemo. Why didn't I think of that? You know, it's perfect. But the ones I haven't seen are Monsters Inc. 2 and Finding Nemo 2, whatever those are called. I think I've seen every else one, so unless there's another one. But I think I've seen pretty much everything else. So that tells you anything. The ones I, you know, loved as a kid is like I didn't want to watch the sequels for. Oh, how fun is that? I think that's pretty good. I probably just want to block it in. Yeah, I don't see any more reason to sketch this further. So I'm gonna, yeah, I'll just go into final line mode. Alright. Mm-hmm. Cat from Outer Space. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard of Cat from Outer Space. I might have watched it. Or maybe I just like saw it like in the background somehow and then didn't really pay attention to or really watched it. So I know there's a cat and it's got a little UFO and then like the guys are like, whoa, is that a cat from outer space? That's all I remember. So let's see. Oh boy. It's no good. Yeah. It depends on whether you like that kind of like for like the second half of Wall-E, be whether or not you like that kind of sci-fi, you know, weird action. That's because that's kind of why I don't really like, you know, watching too many space dramas. I guess just like dramas in general. They aren't really as interesting like soap operas. And they gotta over dramatize very simple things, but they gotta like do it like in a very, you know, more meaning to every word when it's just like, oh, that's just so dumb. I have to freehand the text in there. And then this will be his battery thing. Okay, and that's my details there. I'll fix the eyes. I don't know what exactly shape I want to do, but after I get it, then I'll be able to figure it out. Okay. Oh boy. Finding Dory was bad. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah. I don't want it to be tainted with... well, it's probably the sequel syndrome where you just want to try and live up to... Either it has too much of an expectation because everyone loved the first one. That's just like, oh, you can't really... You can't, you know, make a nutter legend, you know? Whoa. I don't know what I just did. Okay. We're good. Just want to redraw this line. Boop, boop. There you go. Because that's some fun shoulder things, because they're like disconnected. As a robot would have, I guess. Okay. A lot of lines going on, but I don't think I know what's going on. Taper it in, and then get these, and then these with like metal color or something. Okay. Overlines, fine. Okay. Let's add more. Do I want to add like some details to make it seem interesting while not being too basic? So we can add some level of details here and there. Okay. Jack, Jake. Ah. Space operas. Star Wars is a space opera? I know. That's probably... Didn't want to really get into it, but just like I don't really... you know... If I had a choice to not watch a Star Wars, then I would not watch a Star Wars. So... haven't seen episode whatever they're on. The newest whatever. So... In the canon. So... Sorry about that, but I just haven't been... interested in it. Kind of leads into that sequel syndrome a little bit too. That's just like you know, if I like the first one, and then it's just like, oh, I hope the next one is really good too. And it's like, nope, sorry. Let me just have another Death Star and just like, okay, that I don't know if that point was like the most like why, but that definitely was not helping. In episode 7 when they had a 5th Death Star in that series or whatever. It's just like, cool. Oh boy. Have I seen Short Circuit? No. But I know what it is. That is Johnny 5. Who I guess is a robot who I guess helps with like races or something. I think that might be it. Obviously I've never seen it, so it's like you know, if I say like, oh, that's wrong, it's like that's okay. I'm allowed to say something that's wrong. But yeah. I mean, it's definitely like adult-ish kind of a movie, so probably just never got around to it, you know. Oh yeah, Johnny 5 is alive. Was that the thing? Yeah. That these kind of binocular robots are kind of getting them together. We did races. Oh, okay. I thought the short circuit, like the circuit, would be a racetrack thing. Okay then. That'd be cool. Alrighty. We're almost there with the basics. Let's get the line. And then probably just do it straight here and then twist it. Pull it. Shape it. Melt it. Blah. Pop it. Man, these shapes are really tricky. I don't know how to get it to look right. Maybe this has to be curved. But like somewhat, it's like a bevel, not exactly. I can have like a circle in here, and then just use this line, and then get rid of the other one. So get rid of this one, and then see where I am, and then see not that one, not that one, and then pull this one. So I'm trying to figure this. This is gonna be it's iconic, so I gotta figure it out. Let's see. It's maybe this. Maybe just like this whole thing could be skewed. Ah, that's better. Okay, get rid of this. And then that's better. And then we can have the eyeball. No, it's overlapping. Okay, and then this could be taller. Try to figure it out. Try to get it as close as I can, you know. It's like a little bit trickier than I thought. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh, cool. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, so I can't really react to it too much. Sorry about it. I'm just trying to figure this out, so I'm being preoccupied with this, so... Oh, it's been one of those days. Okay. Oh, that looks weird. Let's get it back up. I'm sure once it's looking okay, it should be fine. It should be like overlapping it more. That's close. I mean, it's like a weird bootleg version. Let's just take it and maybe cut it and then put it on a new layer and then twist it and then see where this goes. Hey, that's getting there. Yep. I mean, if you know, if you're trying to do a Pictionary and it's like gonna be like really tricky to, you know, no one knows how to do Pictionary. It's like, yeah, that'd be Wally, I guess. Sure, yeah, alright. Then we'll just color it and then we'll call it a day. It's not that bad, but man, okay. I thought my, like, other guy, my Steve, wasn't too good. Probably just, like, artist syndrome. I don't know what these are. What I'm naming these things are. A little more details here and there might help. Maybe on the box. Could have, like, maybe like a indent somehow. That just might be a little thinner. We can have some details in here, maybe. There we go. Okay. Oh boy. You have to go? Okay. See ya. Thanks for joining. Okay. What else? Maybe down here. Let's add those extra details here. This one's over here. Alright. Copy paste. These are not in the same. It's hard to grab it when there's nothing to really grab. It's like negative space I had to grab. Oh boy. Animal Crossing is doing pretty good. All things considered. I mean, it's not like those, you know, like, superly lavish, you know, like, actually everything is put together right kind of an island. It's just kind of like, things kind of happen. Kind of a thing. So, well, I'm just trying to say, like, it's not, super made, I guess. I got the terraforming, so I got a KK slider to join for a concert. So I've done that, at least in the story part, where I've done that much. And then I got terraforming, and then or landscaping, whatever you want to call it. And then I've done a little bit of that. Not too much that it's like, wow, that really made a difference. More so that it's like, oh, well, now I can add waterfalls wherever I want. So, it's like, that's pretty cool, you know? I go right there. Let's see. Oh boy. So work in progress. Yeah, it kind of comes and goes between like, oh well, I got a new feature, and then I can do things, and then you kind of get those kind of like standstill progress, where it's just like nothing's really happening anymore, and so you kind of hit a wall where now I just wait for the next upgrade or whatever, or next story thing if there's any more after KK, which I'm not sure if there really is anything after KK. Rather than just, you know, keep doing more KK concerts and everything. So, wanted to get KK Bubblegum, so on my initial concert, I asked him as a second request. He's like, yeah, cool, I could do that. And then he like gives you one soundtrack or record or whatever a day, so didn't get that actual song that I wanted. The first one was like, I wanted to get like the specific, you know, bubblegum song, but I'm gonna start coloring now. But I didn't know how to like get to there, so like the menus were weird of like, I want you to play, you know, I wanted them like play a specific song, so I chose like, I didn't really see that as a like, I want an inputted song thing, so it just became like, so I just asked him like what kind of genre I guess I wanted, and I was like, oh, I want upbeat kind of a song, and he was like, okay, here's KK Samba. I was like, cool. So I listened to that. What else are you gonna do? So, yeah. And then eventually, like a couple days later, in the Nook shop, Nook was selling his special records from there, and he had just happened to have bubblegum like a couple days later. So it's like, yay! But yeah, all right. Like I wanted it from KK, and then that didn't happen. It's okay, you know. Oh boy. I think the plot stops after KK. I mean, that makes sense, you know. That was kind of what everything was kind of like leading up to. So, at least with the Nook story, I guess. Let's get like it more. I like the blue metallic colors. They're cool. Let's see. A little lighter here. This is darker here, and then this has the little box for the power to say while he's alive. Okay, this will be a darker color than this. This will be hopefully a little simpler to color than the Steve. There we go. Cause no family was like a whole, you know, like camo and everything, so yeah, it was tricky. Let's see. I think I got rid of my text, so let's go back. Maybe? Where was it? Oh well, I can do it again if it's totally lost. Okay. Yeah, I might have lots of text, but that's fine. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I could do with actual text. Maybe that'll help too. I don't know. I mean, even just looking at this, it's like, oh, it's Wally. That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, it's a couple more smaller things here, I guess. I could just add like his little lines, I guess, just for like a vent, I guess, is here. Let's see. How we doing? He requested actual songs. remember like always like, oh, I wanted KK's song or Chitaka's song, which would have been KK's song. And be like really upset that it's like, oh, I misspelled it. So I gotta try it again or something. What else? I mean, he's got like all these dirt bups, but we can wait for that. This kind of helps. Okay. Arms should be underneath. There we go. That was pretty good. Let's see. And then like that, and then let's get that silvery. I don't know about it, just like I like this. Like the metal has to be a certain kind of like blue color. Because I could just, you know, just go to white and then say, like, oh, it's a little bit darker to make gray. I like this darker shades of blue looks nicer. Pull the strings. That's robot-y, I guess. That's fine. Okay. And it's got this stick, which is also these kind of colors, I think. Here, just kind of go back and forth a little bit. There you go. So it's not a gradient, it just kind of goes up and down a little bit. Okay. Trying to fix this a little bit. At least make it more straight. But yeah. Mostly just been like collecting things, then trying to like make a perfect island. So try to get more museum stuff rather than focusing on like I better, you know, have a whole like front yard that actually makes sense. So it's sort of been happening. Let's get this color and then let's drop it down. Let's do a little eye wire. It could be thicker, maybe. Doing actually pretty good on time, because I gotta do more extra details here and there, so that's good. Where I gotta do Eve as well. Let's see, these are on separate things, but that's okay. Okay, so back to metallic blue. What was it in Bob Ross? Like cobalt blue? What was it? There's like Van Dyke brown, cobalt, Indian yellow, something weird like that. Swap. Some other stuff. Let's see. I don't remember what the blue was. If it was it cobalt? It sounds right. Not sure. That's cute. It's like like how they did the Disney does like the emoji stories. It's kind of like how this kind of illustration is sort of coming out, or just like this weird like cutout thing here. Probably needs more definition, or at least have the eyeballs maybe be a different shape or something. Because those are more circle for my reference. So okay. Let's see. Let's get rid of that, and then let's get an actual circle, maybe. And color it. Yeah, that's better. It's big, but it's just like maybe we could add maybe like an iris or something into it. That's pretty good. Okay. Move this over. Move this one over. You can't exactly occupy the same spot, so you can see like there's a separation a little bit. Okay. How you doing? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm drawing some fan art. I've drawn some other ones earlier, well, throughout the week and the month. I got some sketches behind her. But doing the 6 fan art thing. So I'm trying to do this well now today. It's going fairly well. I'm trying to get the eyes now. Not sure what exactly would help. If it would need like an actual pupil, maybe? I mean, that kind of works, actually. Maybe I'll use that. Yeah, I think that works. Okay. Kind of, because I kind of have like this thing of like with this art style of not using too many layers or stuff, so it's not quite too more than just being like a cutout or like, you know, like a paper version, sort of like paper dolls or something, whatever you want to call it, where it's just like this minimalism, but it's like it still has substance and form and everything, but it doesn't have too many other like special features, I guess, more than like just regular. Like if I would have to draw this like more realistically, I guess would be a different word. I might use more gradients and different techniques and shadows and lighting and more, yeah, just more just general like actual artistic things, I guess. You know, like you teaching, taught in school, I guess. So I'm gonna draw a circle on this layer, and then I'll have the E on another layer. And then this will be white and faded, so it'll be closer to that pink. And then we'll just draw this E. That works. Okay. Let's move all these up. Maybe I can just go by the sub. Nope. One in these points, and these points, and move them up. Just a little bit. Just so I can move these up a little bit too. Okay. We're doing pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it's not as quite as slick as the other one, but it's just like, it's pretty good. Oh boy. English is pretty good. I think I can understand you a little bit. Let's see. I feared that maybe because I have the Russian in the description, that YouTube may be looking at that and saying like, well, that must mean that your whole stream must be catered towards Russians or something in particular. So, which honestly isn't bad. That is just funny with that. That seems to be somewhat of a recurring theme with these. Okay. That's a Wally. I'm happy with that. He's like really clean though, so I think it's okay. It's like you got in the car wash and you just got out. Okay. Let's add the little boot. Let me just draw it over here. Try to draw it more regular, I guess, and then I can use this as a reference. Drawing it more at a general angle usually helps. And then figure out more cleanup with this. Hip. 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 Sure, why not? Okay. So now I can use this and then trace over it with a different color. And just kind of go over it with a little bit more finesse than that. Okay. I think it's just a regular shoe, which I'm getting kind of good at. That's just like it's boot. It's boot time. All right. Probably won't see the bottom, so I'm not too worried about that. But it's just trying to be flat with this. How do I get rid of that, and then I can just try and get the thing. There we go. Alright. And then we do the little zap. Little guy here. Let's see. Okay. That's weird because you got Russian and Ukrainians in the past. Well, you know. I just feel like that might be. I don't know how much of a coincidence, you know, with that would have been. Because it seemed like right after we added that in, it was immediate. That's just like, oh, well, now let's have actual more people than I expected join in. Which is totally fine. I don't know what I'm rambling on. I'm trying to draw a shoe. Okay. Line's not connected. Line's not connected. There we go. What would be the easiest way? Would probably be to get everything to be stroke that color, and then get rid of these, and then get rid of these, and then just say gone, and then say that's the only not colored that. And then just take this and then make it into a fill. F-I-L. Maybe more closer with this. That's all plants work, right? You have the stems in the middle. Maybe it actually doesn't need that. Maybe it could just be real flat. Thank you, sub, because why not? It definitely isn't a donation channel, or, you know, obligated to really do that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh well. Gerard just popping in. Thank you. Alright. We're almost here with this. With this great art. It's almost done. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I won't say anything. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Now we got this as a thing, and then you put it on the head. There we go. Bop, bop. Put it behind the eye. There we go. So now it's layered and be right in between there. Alright. Yeah, it's the 6 fan art thing. Talk about it a little bit. It was the 6 fan art thing from Twitter. Actually posted on Twitter asking people to help with different ideas, or ask people like, give me some characters to draw for fan art, and then this is what I got so far. It's the 4th one of these. So these are just gonna be drawings, because obviously trying to do 6 of these and then trying to animate it would then be, it's a lot of work, but you know, it's like definitely doable. But just for the sake of these streams, it's just easier to just do it as a drawing for now. So I have done animations in the past, especially if you're familiar with the channel, you probably know about that. But yeah, just for these are I think just focusing also just on it being artwork also kind of has its own kind of challenge, actually, than trying to make them a full animation with it, you know. So, and thank you. So amazing. Thank you. I'm gonna draw Eve. Is that right? Because no, Wally says Eve, but I know that's just like how Wally synthesizes stock. Man, that's a good shape. All right, I'm gonna hopefully I'll be able to use this. Usually don't get these complicated shapes first try, so all right. Let's maybe like get some shapes there, and then got the. I'm apparently really good at drawing Eve. All right, jeez. All right. Circle. And this will be black. Does that work? And then these will be blue. Where I can get it up to there. Yeah. Okay. We got it. I'll clean it up. Okay. Let's get rid of the other sketch so I don't see it. There we go. Okay. So I just gotta recreate this thing just because I'm like that. Where it's just like I want it to be perfect shapes and arcs, and so I don't have to worry about it being, you know, because I can be super sketchy with my drawings and then use the line tool to make these perfect vectors. I don't know. I don't know if other people use this technique. I know that vector artists would probably use this more often. I don't know if like regular artists or regular animators would do the exact technique of using brushes to draw something freeform that doesn't exactly meet the perfect, you know, or even just trying to get a nice shape out of it. But just like trying to make a sketch somewhat, and then moving on to doing another completely different type of drawing with these vectors. That's what the darker line that I'm doing now is. That these are vectors. I mean, the brush is also vector-ish, but I find that the lines also seem to be more vectory. I don't know. Vector just means that it's, I don't know why I'm getting off on this, but the vector just means that it's infinitely scalable and it's more mathematical. So compared to like a pencil, where if I scan in a pencil drawing, that'll be more raster than anything. I don't know. Why does that like a little bit more? Then I know just like looking at Wally would be boring. Just wanted to add a little bit more to it. I feel like each one of these, I feel like I'm just adding more stuff into them too. So I'm not too afraid with that. Because now like the Gordon was basically like the warm up, and then like each one I wanted to improve it, or like wanted to test myself further each time, you know. So I feel like with this one I want to go a little bit more with just adding more stuff, I guess, than anything else. Okay, that's about it for that. Let's go ahead and, it's kind of like the Discord logo, like that. Okay, so that's a color is in white, like that. These strokes can be pretty much the same, maybe blue, but also maybe like lighter. Somewhere not too violet, but like more blue. There we go. Just pull the string. There we go. Okay, so I need that. And there we go. It's on a white background, so that's it needs to be fixed. Let's see. But I know what you mean. Like I'm adding more details rather than it's just a Pokemon or it's just Eve. Like now it's a Wally with more props and different characters and stuff. Maybe like more like a space color, but then it's not actual black. Or I can not have that color at all. There we go. Maybe more blue. That works. Okay. I can make this as big as I want actually, because I know that this will be the mask. It'll be masked in by this rectangle. I think I'm pretty much done. Let's see. Just gotta get this. Transform this box a little bit. Whoop. That's pretty good. Okay. And then we do the magic where if I show everything, don't see anything there until I make this a mask. And then get everything between here, put that in, and there you go. Okay. Let's make these sketches actual guides, and they don't show up. There we go. That should be it. Okay. I mean, obviously because it says Wally on it, but maybe you'll be able to tell what it is without knowing. I think I must have had another layer underneath or something like happened where the Now my rectangles that were here are gone. Unless they're underneath, but they're not. So that's weird. I mean, I could just redo simple shapes again. That should be it, though. Let me just add 3 of these. And then... Sorry, I gotta get this back in. Because some way, and somehow, these got cut off. Or they just got deleted. And I'm not sure where in that process they got deleted. So I wasn't looking. Okay, there we go. That's just what I wanted to add. Was those little things. Okay. There we go. We actually did it pretty on time. I mean, that's not, you know, it's not bad. Here's the top row. Top row's done. Woo! Okay. I mean, it's like one of those minimalistic, like, pop art things. Where, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like those, or the style I'm looking at. That's just like, I've definitely seen some of this kind of style before, where it's kind of more outlineless and also like very flat coloring and not too. It has like texture, but not actual like Photoshop like brush texture or anything. So, you know. Let's see. A little lighter as some sort. Okay. I mean, we got another artist, someone in this stream here, so thank you for that. Let's make it a little brighter, and then I can. Way to make stars simple. Let's see. I mean, I don't know. I think the stars would be too much. Yeah, I think that'd be too much with the stars. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. Just because I don't want to keep messing around with it, and it's just like, oh, it's gonna, you know, explode on my everything that I got. Everything that I worked for. Okay. There we go. Boop boop boop. Sorry, yes. Because I could add like a gradient maybe to the backgrounds, but I think that'll also distract from. What would a gradient look like? Let's see. Solid linear. Now it's this color, but that's okay. Let's get it to be back there, back there. I mean, it depends on like how, you know. I mean, this is pretty drastic as a thing. That's kind of cool. Maybe we can do it upside down. Ooh. That kind of creates somewhat of a space effect there. Yeah. Maybe just like somewhat pretty soft as a gradient. Might be even too much where it is. I mean, it looks nicer, but I think it's probably more than the other ones. Maybe we'll just leave it with this color here. And then bring it back. And then, boop. That's a bit much. Let's bring it back up. There we go. Adjusting it. Let's see. That's pretty good. I'll leave it like that. We'll just leave it like that. Okay. Yeah. This is a flat color again, so let's see. I think it works. So okay. Yeah, we're pretty much on time. Perfect. Yay. Okay. Well, thank you. I'll wrap it up. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for preemptively liking this. Before you know what kind of disaster this might have been. Thank you guys for liking it as it keeps going. Thank you for the chat revenue. Definitely don't expect that. It's definitely not a necessity for any of you guys. It's also, it's kind of like YouTube kind of takes like a lot of the chunk out of it that I don't really see like a lot of it. I see like the majority of it, but not like everything. So probably want to do like an actual transfer to actually get it if you want to do that. So, yeah. Yeah, YouTube takes like, if it's like here for like $10, then I would see like less than $8. So, yeah. Not to say it's bad. It's just like for the generosity, it's perfect, but it's just like, if you want to support me in an actual way, trying to think of an actual like way to do it, because like also PayPal also takes a little bit out. So there's no bank would say like, oh, let's just not make money for their end. So, but whatever. That's just a little bit weird with that. So, but anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll go to Toon's lab now. So let's see. Okay, see you then. Welcome back. That was just a little bit of that. Yeah. Okay. Who's that? Mayo? Was he in the chat? Okay. Anyway, yeah. So we'll continue with this. If you're new, I usually do animations, but this is a little challenge to like focus solely on just the art of this, as well as just see just how many weird styles I can do, even if it is just mostly the same sort of same aesthetic at the end of it. With the final product all kind of look the same, but they're all very different characters. Like one's a magical ferret gopher character, and then one's like just a dude. So it's like, yeah, now we need a robot. So it's all the same aesthetic, but it's just trying to figure out like how to make this into, say that, oh, this is a metal type of character. So like, what do I have to do to show that? So rather than just like, oh, it's this color, probably should also think about with the simplicity I have to like really actually show that somehow it's also being a different type of material. So probably want to look into that more. It's tricky because if I add more details in, it kind of takes away the minimalism aspect of it. But let's see. I could change to Streamlabs, but not many people use Superchat for it. Okay. Oh, I get you then. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure like to say that either of Streamlabs. I think I got the link in the description, but it's still like it's not. I'm sure like it's not 100%. Where if you send X amount of money, then the receiver gets the full amount. So that's just a little thing. It's definitely, it happens. So not to get too twisted about. It's just a little bit. Because I also feel like I'm not exactly doing a service back to you. Then it's just like, oh well, thanks. I feel like my whole trade is that I do art for people. So if I'm just getting money for that, and for your return in entertainment, it's something just feels off to me, So it just feels like, well, I feel like I actually should give something personal or something back to you, but now I'm not gonna find you again. So that's just what I was thinking as well. That now, on top of only getting a certain percentage amount to myself, I also as well feel like I'm not supporting back to you as the person who gave the money, So that's the only thing. I'm also kind of like repping on as well. So let's see. It is a VTuber. It's an AC. Okay, cool. Supporting by providing content. I know. I just feel like, yeah, if I guess that's the only, it's not like an intangible thing. Like if I was a cook and if I did a bunch of live streams where I cooked food and if people gave me money for in that sense, they'd be like, well, I feel like I'm cooking, the only reason I would be cooking just for maybe to get the recipe, maybe, but then at the end of the day, you don't really get the exact surface back. Like you're not getting the food back that I would be providing as a cook, you know. So that's why I feel like with the drawing, it's just like I feel like I should give you something back for actually sending money, kind of a thing. But if it doesn't, you know, if like the whole like just stop at like, well, it's content, then yeah, I guess that's okay. I guess that helps too. Like I don't have to then help anyone. So, anyway, wrap up other things. I talked a little bit that I was a little bit tired today. This is because I got like some stress from the Midnight Marriage project. So that's a good sign that the stress of a project that is actually waking me up just from like a cold sweat, pretty much. So it's not too bad. It's just been, you know, 'cause I usually like, you know, want to figure out exactly what I'm do before I wake up. Before I like stand up, I want to know exactly what I want to do that whole day. So after I figure it out, I try to figure out what I want to do. The problem was that with the Midnight Mares, we decided to do like a teaser using a puppet that I made over the last couple weeks. So I made a new character, and we wanted to do like a little like GIF, you know, little looping thing, I guess, of them doing something. And the problem was, I didn't have a clear idea of what I wanted them to do. Mainly because I don't exactly know what the actual character, what their kind of personality is. So it's hard to exactly pinpoint that down. It's because there's not much material on the character anyway, like in press releases. So it's just kind of like, I don't know what to do, as well as just trying to figure out, like, I want to figure it out before I get up. So it's just like I keep, you know, wake up with that. So eventually, like, I figured out, like, well, maybe just, you know, he has a hat. So it's like, oh, I'm just gonna, I don't know, play with the hat aspect. Like, he can roll his hat along his arm and then catch it with his hoof and then put it back on his head, kind of a thing. It's just like, oh, that could work, maybe. Then the actual animation aspect of that would be, that's complicated. Or just do a little, like, milady, you know, kind of tip hat thing. And just like, and it's like, oh, that, you know, that sounds right. And then it's like, I can work with that. So I got up and it's like, oh, let me actually try to play with that to see if I can get the arm, you know, close to that pose. And it's just like, oh, its leg is not long enough to be able to do that realistically. So I had to scratch all that and just kind of go, I don't know, I'm just gonna have like its arm, I guess, just kind of go up at an angle and kind of like go up a little bit and kind of wiggle, I guess. So that was a good learning experience with that, I guess, where even best laid plans are not going to be always going to work out. So I'll see if, you know, if Gan likes it, then great. But if I need to fix it, then I'll understand. So I've been trying to do. I've been using Toon Boom for most of this with the animation and puppet rigging. So it's been pretty fun a couple weeks. I'm trying to go back and forth. I mean, I used Flash today for the stream, but earlier today I worked on the animation in Toon Boom. So that's pretty interesting. I feel like if I went immediately into like animation in Flash, I would probably have more of a problem. Especially if I just worked for like a couple hours today animating in Toon Boom and trying to do a stream, you know, not preparing too much or like practicing or like getting my Flash legs, you know, back to be able to animate in Flash. But I did notice that recently the way that I've set up my characters to animate in Flash is that it's actually been more closer to how Toon Boom natively works. So in the back of my mind is like, oh, I've already set this up, you know, to be more prepared for that switch, basically. So that actually went more smoothly than I expected. Just because like it's been like 2 weeks trying to get the character, you know, just frustrating trying to draw it. And then just moving them puppets around or like the puppet parts and just like, oh, I could just post this and like animate it like normal, you know, not really too normal, just like more uh, normal would be like my chibi or simplified characters kind of a style. So it's kind of like that, kind of like everything's on twos, very like uh, everything's kind of moving around. Everything's kind of like at a lower frame rate, but it feels fluid in a way too. It's kind of like if every other frame you blinked, kind of a feeling. Okay, see you, sir. But yeah, trying to figure that out as well. Going back and forth has been quite the journey. Moving forward is gonna be interesting though. I guess the movie is going pretty good. I've got. I'm just gonna have to say like the part two. I'm not 100% happy with, but like it's just like at this point it's just like it's got to get out, you know, to get like the ball rolling and keep going to this so the movie doesn't take even more longer. So I'm gonna have to, uh, yeah, just kind of say like, oh, the animation's fine, and then um, add the music and sound effects this week, and then see from there. Yeah, so it'll be out when it's out. Hopefully, hopefully this month. I'll say that. Um, but yeah, based on whether or not if other projects and sleep schedule, if sleep schedules gets in the way, then uh, that'll take a little bit longer. So, um, but yeah, what else? Yeah, just the integration between 2D and 3D. Haven't actually rendered the 3D parts. I've only done it like a couple days ago, where I put and rendered and put the whole composition of part two of the movie together. So it's kind of like a little bit like it's like I thought it would be nice and everything, but now looking at it now, it's like it's yeah. um, Mostly just like the pacing between like I go from like a 2D section and then it cuts to like a 3D. So it's like, how do I now like make sure that it's actually the right pace? But then if I change any of the timing, I'll have to reanimate the characters in it. So it's like at that point now I'm trying to figure out like whether or not it'll be worth it. Um, because if I change like the timing in the 3D shot, the 2D characters that are in it will have to be retimed, and they're very close to. There's not much overhang of the. Like, they don't really move or animate past where I know they would be. I've already timed it out that from frame 20 to frame 40, this is when they animate. So if I retime it with the camera, they might be seen, at frame 15. So what do I do? So, but hopefully I can probably just go back to the 2D shots and then retime that, which is what I've done. So to fix that, I've changed the position of the 2D part to then match the 3D better. So, yeah, weird solutions with that. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing that this week. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna put it down and just have to not work on the animation if it's a big thing. No, if it's a small thing, maybe. But at this point, I'm probably gonna just say the animation for the Derpy movie part two. It just has to be, because otherwise, then, yeah. But it doesn't. If it's 3D, it doesn't actually take too long. But it's just like had to wait a long time to see if it's better. If I change something, then I'll have to re-render the whole thing just because it's easier to then just have like a version 3 and go, well, okay, now just put that in rather than like, well, version 2 had like these good parts and then version 3 fixed, this section. So like it's just easier to re-render the whole thing. Thankfully, my computer and like the Blender files themselves aren't too heavy that I can render a frame within about a second and a half. So it'll just be like twice as long as real time of how long they are. So most of the shots in the 3D are about 5 seconds long, so it doesn't seem like it takes that long. Oh yeah, well 5 seconds is 120 frames, so that'll be 120 times 2 seconds. That'll be, how does that even work? Anyway, it just takes a while. It probably takes like, you know, a couple minutes rather than. So, but anyway, I think I just confused myself. Okay. But yeah, hopefully try and say that the movie's close. With just part 2. So again, it's not the complete movie. It's just kind of like, it's kind of like that channel that is like, oh, it's movie clip part 15 of this movie. Basically just doing it in parts. Otherwise, you would have waited probably like a couple more years, because then if I did it as one big thing, then obviously I would have to perfect it as I go, and obviously if I get better at something, then I'll have to go back. Like if I get to like part 10 and I realize something that would have been helpful for part 1, then if I had it as one big thing, I'll have to go back, and how many times that'll happen. So if I just like continuously work on the next, you know, 1 minute at a time, then that's like and upload that, then I can just not have to keep going back and have it actually come out sooner in some cases. But at that time, it's like, yeah. So yeah, the plan is, again, for the movie is just to get through about 8 or 9 sections, and then maybe edit it or like work on it for me like another month or so, just make sure that everything's clean again, and maybe some of the music things might not be super transitional between parts. So and then after that, then I'll have it as one big movie, and then we'll see from there. So I got stuff to do. Trying to do for this week, but I don't know if I'll be busy with everything else. I mean, I know I'll be busy, but man, I don't know if I'll have actual time to just sit down and work on it. Actually, you know, pay attention and have enough time to be able to just do a certain amount. So, anyway, I think that's about it. Thank you again. I'll wrap up. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so on Thursday, we'll either do Sora or Kingdom. Yeah, Sora or Sweetie Belle. That's it. So yeah, might do. Whatever. Maybe we could do a vote. That'd be fun when we get there. So on Thursday, around the same time. Because obviously if I say a time, then you'll be like, oh, that's not my time zone. So, but anyway, I can do it. All right. Yeah, I'll wrap it up. Thank you. Thank you again, sub, because why not? Is a great name. Love the question mark in that too. Okay, yeah. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.